And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 56.9 kilograms and trains under Miles Simpson out of M16 Fight and Fitness, boasting an undefeated professional record, 1 win, 0 losses, fighting out of Adelaide, Australia. Please welcome to the cage, Zac Gregson! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in 56.9 kilograms and trains under Igor Breckenbach out of Igor MMA, boasting an undefeated professional record, 1 win, 0 losses, fighting out of Sydney, Australia. Make some noise for Joseph Big Sexy Larcinese! And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Stephen Percival.
This fight is brought to you by proper number 12 Irish Whiskey. Steve Percival, the man in the middle for our opening bout of our main card here at Eternal 84. Tanira Nathan, cage side with Matt Williams and Ben Vickers. Round 1, here we go. Larcinese in the red. Zac Gregson fighting out of the blue corner.
Yeah, Gregson looking to establish his range early. He's up on his toes. He's got a big, long, strong kicking game that he'll try and use to dissuade Big Sexy from closing that distance. He hasn't got the jab going yet. Right in front of us now, and I'll tell you, he's right in front of everybody, and that's the crowd. The Liberty Hall looks an absolute picture here. The crowd's just piled in, haven't they, Ben?
I was just going to ask you, mate, do you teach your guys to find the distance with a left head kick straight out of the gate?
Yeah, what's the signature big bones Matt Williams, isn't it? The left high kick.
Tonight's opening bout proudly presented by proper number 12
Nice
Irish Whiskey.
Sorry, T.
No, go ahead, Ben.
Sorry,
Vickers.
proper 12.
No problems at all.
Teep up the middle there from Gregson, up to the chin. Strong calf kick and a little shovel uppercut as Gregson.
Oh my goodness! Huge left hook lands for Larcinese. Big Sexy on top and dominant with 3 minutes, 2 minutes, apologies, to work in round 1.
And how's the reaction time there for Gregson? His head hit the back of the mat, but he's attacking straight off his back. There's that M16 jiu-jitsu we were talking about. That leg's still in danger for Big Sexy.
He's got his faculties back together quick. I thought he was bang in trouble there, but he's done well in reverse the position.
Yeah, beautiful work from the bottom to initiate the scramble there from Gregson. Gets back up to the clinch.
Oh, my.
Staying tight chest to chest. How's the recovery on Zac Gregson? Has he got his wits back? That was a big shot from Big Sexy.
And that is the shot the little man's going to throw. Trust me.
We trust you, Ben.
You dip and then you come up and you throw that big left hook. And sometimes you just bring the hands down with the dip. And there's the chin. And it was perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Placed on the chin of Zac Gregson. Joe Larcinese off to a great start, man.
Yeah, look for Big Sexy to go back to the well there. He dipped his head onto the chest of Gregson and then he looped that big left hook. There it was. And here's the clinch work from Gregson. When he gets a little bit of space and he can hinge those hips back, he's got great knees up the middle, Ben.
My eyesight ain't what it used to be, but I think there might be a little mouse under Big Sexy's left eye, which could become a problem later on if Zac can establish that jab, if he can get a bit of space and establish that jab.
Hasn't really gone to it yet, has he, boys? That jab that we expected from Gregson hasn't really been coming into play so far.
Yeah, and that eye is definitely compromised.
See that, or he's winking at you, Ben. Big Sexy's got some moves as he resets. Boys touch gloves in the centre. Swing and a miss from Gregson. Nice little angle change to misdirect, and a left kick trying to corral Gregson back against the cage so Big Sexy can get those hands going once more.
I have a slight issue with where Zac holds his hands. They're just a little bit low for me, and especially when you're fighting those shorter opponents, they need to be tight by your chin.
Hands low. Potentially, when he's against the cage, looking to dissuade any kind of takedown entry from Big Sexy. Spinning back fist. Nothing doing there. This is with the uppercut.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he's got big things come in small packages, don't they? And Big Sexy's really got it. He's got the power of a featherweight. Small and compact. Owning the center now is the shorter man. Edging forward, good straight right hand. Gets attention of Gregson.
It was almost the first straight shot he'd thrown.
Yes.
And it came straight down the pipe, snapped back the head of Zac Gregson.
He's moused up under the other eye now. Something's obviously landing. I haven't noticed anything, but there must be something landing straight up the middle from Zac.
Flying knee for Zac Gregson now catching the attention of Joe Larcinese. You'd have to say that with that big knockdown early on in the round, Matt, Larcinese in front, but maybe not by much.
Sharp kicks.
Sharp kicks in 30 seconds to play now at Eternal 84, fight number 1. And we've got a determined Big Sexy storming forward, blood coming out of the nose now, 2 swollen eyes, but he's had big moments early in this bout. Stiff left jab, swing and a miss from Big Sexy. Steve Percival needs to be careful he doesn't wear one, and there's that big jumping knee to a right hand from Gregson. Oohs and ahs from the crowd. They've piled in tonight out in Sydney. Needs to be careful as he circles off here laterally, does Gregson with his hands. Like beautiful jumping knee to the chin and a stiff left hand to boot.
Goodness me, action-packed in round number 1 for our opening bout of our main card. Larcinese now pressing forward.
And Gregson cut now. I'm the injury monitor.
And that will do it for round number 1. Back and forth they go. Zac Gregson, will we see more of the same here in round number 2?
Straight away with the kicks.
Standing his ground more on the 50-50 there initially is Gregson. Potentially looking to line up that knee straight up the middle, I feel. Cut kick in the calf. Again, needs to be careful circling off to his left, does Gregson. Goes upstairs again with the right leg. Receipt there for Big Sexy. The cut's been controlled well in between rounds from the Miles Simpson's team. Blood continues to stream from the nose of Larcinese.
There you go. There you go. Again.
Center cage for Larcinese. Now Zac Gregson targeting that lead leg that could pay dividends in the future for round 2. Ben Vickers.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for just keep punishing that leg. He's got to come forward. There's going to be weight on it. But this is where Big Sexy wants to be, pushing back up against the cage, throw some shots and maybe hit the hips and see what the ground game's saying.
Oh, good evasive movement there from Gregson. Just ducks out the back door, but ends up chest to chest with Big Sexy. Good work to pummel his left-hander, turns the corner and returns the favour. Looking to shoot in on the legs now is the M16 product, all the way from South Australia. Picks him up, dumps him to the floor at Liberty Hall.
First takedown for Zac Gregson lands 1 from 1 in the grappling exchanges, but Big Sexy back to his feet straight away.
Dogged wrestling there from Zac, and he's elevated him again, and boom, down he goes, another big slam.
Yeah,
Two in a row.
Right in front of his own corner, just picked him up, put a postage stamp over him, and took him over to Miles Simpson like an early Christmas card. He'll appreciate that. Blood's coming from the right eye again from Gregson. In a modified top half, now looking to take the back. The boy's very sweaty early here as we move through towards the middle of round number 2.
It's a great spot for Zac to be in too. He can get the advice from his corner here. It's like having the old 12th man on. That's a cricket reference.
I picked that one up, Ben.
Just up the road from the SCG here.
Yes.
It's my first time at Liberty Hall. I'm super impressed. The crowd's right on top of the action.
It's old school.
It's old school.
It's old school, it is great.
I feel like I'm in Roadhouse. I'm just waiting for the band to start up here.
Just as long as Conor McGregor doesn't come in and ruin it.
Well, you never know. Just over 2 minutes left. Crowd right on top of the action as well.
Yeah, interesting approach and strategy change here from Miles Simpson team. Zac Gregson trying to put the heat on those arms of Big Sexy, trying to drain some of the life out of those arms. Kicks the leg out, looking at Matt return. He can do it backwards, but happy to put him back up against the cage. Good clock control now from Zac Gregson.
What I'd like to see if he has visions of finishing the fight now is to release him. Now he's tired, he's worn him out a little bit, and then start using the striking and using the range and piecing him up with the jab. Nice elbow on the inside from the tie clinch there.
As we said in the intro, appears to be the bigger man. Spinning back fist, spins around like Billy Elliott and picks him up with the left hand. Oh, great timing on the double leg. Skyward, and now in the middle of the cage.
Larcinese is on the neck. Big Sexy's on the neck. We know that spells trouble. He looks tight here. Zac needs to start moving his hips. It's really hard to tell. I think he's got...
I don't believe there's an arm in, so a bit of an interesting position here for Big Sexy.
It's tight.
It's almost an Ezekiel choke from north-south. He drives that fist in.
Yeah, it's an Ezekiel. Yeah, you're right. I can see it.
And now, moves over to side control. And it's Big Sexy on top with 1 minute to go.
What a way to turn the tables in round 2, Matt Williams. Dominant position.
Makes it tough for the judges now.
It does indeed, Ben. Scramble coming from Gregson.
If he can maintain this position. But Zac is so slippery off his feet. He's always entering in on the legs.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, let's see if he tries to get on those legs to initiate a scramble once more. But there's that big ground and pound.
Well, that's one way to prevent a leg entanglement.
He's got real power, does the shorter man. His blood trickles from his nose. It's a determined Big Sexy with 30 seconds left on the clock in round number 2.
High-level grappling.
Big left hand from the heavens rains down onto the already busted up face of Gregson, who looks content to play this one off his back. 15 seconds to go now. Look for the ground and pound to come from Big Sexy. Here's the final clappers. Postures up. Couple left hands. The knee shield comes in from Gregson to prevent any further damage, and that might just see this one out.
Tickets are on sale now. Join us at the HBF Stadium, the home of MMA in Western Australia. Back to the action here in Sydney for round 3.
And swing and a miss. Gregson going back up high to open his account for round number 3 here at Eternal 84.
Miles Simpson was literally roaring at Zac there from the corner as he was stood in the cage to fire him up for this last round. Everything at stake, you might say, here.
Yeah, everything at stake. A lot to gain from both lads early on in their career, both undefeated coming into this one. Looking to go skyward again once more as Gregson, and he does. Got about 2 feet of air that time, Napoleon Dynamite would have said. Kicks inside the leg to break down the base of Big Sexy. He's taking some deep breaths now. His nose is a bit busted up, mouth open.
It's all pressure, though. He's coming. He wants this victory. He's coming for it. He's in forward mode.
We'd have to think that in the eyes of the judges, we could be 1 apiece coming into round 3. The old saying, who wants it more? On display here tonight. Up the middle now for Gregson.
Goes southpaw momentarily, and beautiful little check hook off the right was Gregson on an advancing Big Sexy. A big right hand in receipt. Hand so low against the cage from the blue corner. And when he circles laterally, he's in some real danger. Good entry on the shot, but there's on the neck once more. Chin strap in place.
And this is where you need to watch your P's and Q's with Joe Larcinese, because he is very quick at grabbing that neck. It's exceptional.
We saw that from him just over 8 months ago, right here inside this venue, finishing Troy Fumo in that similar fashion, but he'll go down. Zac Gregson, 4 from 4 in takedowns tonight. He's attacking the neck now.
And I have no doubt at all that Zac spent a lot of his time getting strangled and choked in his camp.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, look at the backpack now. Needs to be careful because it's so slippery in the 3rd round. Finds himself on his back. Goes for
triangle.
Inverted triangle. No, arm's not in. This is not when you want your granddad to walk in the room. Enjoying the action here. Slightly unusual position. Steve Percival removing the toes from the cage that belonged to Zac Gregson. They don't belong to anybody else. We made sure there was no toes in the cage. Oh, interesting position now, and with halfway through round number 3, the onus falls on Zac Gregson.
He's got to get up.
To get up. He needs to get up here. It was the failed back take, and both boys sweaty. That's now led to Big Sexy taking the back, gets a sniff of the neck like grandma.
He's under the chin.
That will do it. Big Sexy 2-0.
My goodness.
Here in Sydney. Goodness me.
He got a sniff of that neck like the aftershave that grandma gave you for Christmas, and all he wanted was your consciousness, Big T. Big Sexy gets it done, and the crowd are on their feet. Igor MMA product
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 2 minutes and 49 seconds of round number 3. Declaring your winner via submission due to a rear naked choke in the red corner, Joseph Larcinese.